about some Metaverse stocks. So what you're looking at here is the Trade Ideas platform. It's the stock scanner that I use to build all my day trading strategies and do a lot of my auto trading for day trading. It's extremely expensive, so if you're not serious about this isn't for you, but it is an extremely powerful tool. And what I'm using it for today is looking for some stocks for more of a longer term hold, and specifically in the Metaverse ETF. So I created this list, this window right here, just by doing a Google search for Metaverse ETF, and then when I found one, which was META, I did another search for META holdings. You can do that for any ETF, and then it'll show you every stock that makes up that ETF. So from there, I just took that list, transferred it into the Trade Ideas platform, and now I can use all of their data to help me find the best ones to trade. So a little bit about this window. I have a bunch of data points on here that I'm interested in, like symbol, price, percent change from the close today, position in the range today, and a bunch of other stuff, more geared towards looking for trades today, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm looking for longer term trades. So if you look over here on the right side of this window, I have position in 6-month range, which is this sliding scale where at the very center of it is 50, meaning it's in the very middle of the range. So anything that's green, the further right it is to the green, the closer it is to a new 6-month high. So if I pull up Apple, which I've just sorted based on position in 6-month range, you can see on this weekly chart, it's right up here at the top of the range, and a daily chart as well, right up here at the top of the range. That's what this data point is doing, and you can see this is a pretty good looking chart. It might be worth a buy. The other two I'm looking at, which makes me consider Apple less, is 20-day range as a percent. If I sort on this one, so Mttr has a 78%. So this is going to show you the stocks that have the widest range in the last 20 days. And that is what we're looking for. That paired with volatility is exactly what we're looking for if you want to grow a small account quickly. You need stocks that are volatile, meaning they're going to move a lot in a short period of time. And you need a lot of range, which gives that stock the room to run. So I'm going to sort by 20-day range, and then I'm going to pair it with volatility, and I'm just going to go through and try and pick out the best ones in this list. Another thing to note here is this blue line. This is a 9-day exponential moving average. That differs from the typical SMA that you see on traders' charts, and that it puts more weight on recent price movement. And we want stocks that are moving a lot recently. So we're looking for momentum stocks with a wide range that are really volatile. And that's going to give us our best chance for exponential gains. So MTTR, you can see it had this massive run up all the way up to almost 40. And now it's back down to 20, where it's kind of been trading in this zone, or this box, kind of right in this previous support and resistance zone as well, right? So what I would look for, I really like this setup because it's near support and it has a long way to go. Like if we buy down here in the 20s and it does get back up to the mid 30s, we're looking at a pretty serious gain, right? You're probably going to hold it for a couple months, but that's kind of what we're looking for, right? We have this nice uptrend in the long-term chart, but what I would look for, I would either want to buy near the bottom of this range or buy when it breaks out of the top of this range. But for now, it's just going sideways. It's not close enough to the bottom of the range right now to buy it. Maybe if I had seen this yesterday or this morning, but this is definitely one to keep an eye on. Let's keep rolling through the list. I don't want to make this video too long, but you're going to see very similar patterns here in this list. So NET, you can see last year was trading around $20. It ran all the way up to above $200, and now it's pulled back dramatically down to the 130s. You can see, just like MTTR, it's putting in kind of a base here right around its 9 EMA. Again, same kind of setup. I would look to buy this one as it breaks above this range. We can buy maybe In the 140s, target 200 or 220s, and you're looking at a pretty serious gain with limited risk. If you bought like 145, you're risking like 20 points, you know, to gain 60 or more, right? That's a 3-to-1 risk reward, which is very, very good. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Next one, SE, another high flyer over the last year. I mean, this time last year it was trading around 20 bucks. It ran all the way up to 375, and now it's pulled back all the way to 200, and it's trading in this base here around 225. You know, same kind of thing. This time it's actually taken out the 9 EMA, so you could use that as your buy trigger today and get in on this while risking, you know, 20 points to the downside, where your first target would be up here around 300, and then if you're looking for more of a longer term hold, I'd be looking at around 350, 360. If you want to be a little more conservative and wait for this to prove itself that it's actually going to start a new pattern and a new uptrend and break out of this downtrend, you could wait for it to break out over 230 and then risk just below this level here at around 215. Going through the list, Llnw, this is a little different pattern. It's definitely lower price. It's also higher in the 6-month range as well, right? You can see these other three were lower in the 6-month range, but this one is actually green. It's actually nearing the 6-month highs, which is right over here. So I like these breakout plays as well. You have this recent, or this resistance level here at about 380, which it has tested already today and really the last couple of days or the last week. If this can break out over 380, you're looking at a run up to, you know, 470-ish. This could be a shorter term play, maybe a couple of weeks. It'd be a good swing probably, so definitely keep that on watch as well. It just undercut the 9 EMA, and what I like to see here is when it undercuts the 9 EMA and remounts above it, that's your trigger to buy. We saw it back here, and we saw it again here where it undercut it. It couldn't get back above it, but when it finally did around 280, it was off to the races and went all the way up to 380. Next stock, RBLX. This one, it was trading at 60 bucks. And then all the way up to 40, and now all the way back to 100. It's right back here, right down to this band of support here from last May, around $100. It's been trading in this box again around $100, where it was trading here and here. If this can get back above this 9 EMA and back above this 105 level, I think there's a good chance it gets back up to 120 or even 140 over the next year or so. Let's take a look at a couple more here. Coinbase, very similar pattern to the first couple of stocks that we looked at. Not quite the same range as some of like Mttr or net, but it still has a pretty decent range. You've got this bull run, it gave back all the gains, and now it's trying to reverse and go back up. You can see up here on a weekly chart, and really even down here on a daily chart, you've got these two areas of supply here that it tested a couple days ago and failed and pulled back. I would look for this to start coming back up. If it can get back over 280, I think there's a pretty good shot at 300 and then 350 as well. Similar pattern. It had this top around 180, pulled back to the hundreds where it consolidated for a couple of months, and then it had this big run. I like these rounded bottoms. They tend to have these super volatile breakouts, which it had in November, and then like all the other growth stocks, gave back all the gains, and now it's consolidating and just waiting to pick a direction. Right, it consolidated back here above the recent highs, and now we're just waiting to see if this is going to go back up or go back down. But if this can get above 150, I think you've got a pretty good shot at 200. That's kind of my process for looking for stocks to trade, and specifically looking for stocks to grow a small account quickly.